So, a lot of people start to think that they're greedy if they want to make over a certain amount per month. For example, a lot of people think they're greedy if they want to make more than just a little bit above and beyond like what would make them comfortable. Pay your bills on time, have enough for maybe 2 weeks of vacation a year, have enough for some extra gifts for family. But beyond that, it's for many people, they've been taught if you have more than that, like you're not godly, or you're bad, or you're greedy, or something like that. Well, I want you to put that notion on the side for a moment and just think for a moment. If you have a ton of money, like say you're making $1 million a month, $1 billion a month, there's no limit here. Whatever it is, do you think you could help a lot of people? Do you think you could do at least one really good and big thing in the world that could make a difference and change people's lives? I think you'd be hard pressed to say no. Of course, you could do something big and huge. You could probably do a lot of big and huge things that were positive. Because you know what? A lot of times people have used money with bad intentions. Yes, money has been for millennia been used for or with bad intentions in mind. But we can do something really, really good with lots of money. And I'm not here to tell you you should. That's going to be something that comes from within you. And that is not for me to tell you why, or this is what you should spend your money on, or whatever. Your philanthropy, or where you invest money into certain technologies that can make the world better. In your view, not everybody has to agree, but as long as you feel like there are good intentions in your heart, then so let it be. Okay? So it is almost, and I'm not saying that people who aren't thinking big are selfish. I will say that they're more self-focused, and that's perfectly fine, because you need to take care of yourself before you can go help the world. Sure. Yeah, like they always say, when you're on a plane, like put your oxygen mask on first before you help other people. Fine. That works, no problem. But if you are really going to look outside of yourself and help a lot of people, having financial resources makes that process a whole lot easier. So yeah, when you start to make an extra 10 grand a month, 30 grand a month, 100 grand a month, $1 million a month, more, guess what? All of that is very doable. But when we aren't just doing it for ourselves, like first of all, it motivates you to know that you're not just helping yourself or your family, because at some point there's only so much money you need every day, obviously. Okay, there's only, I guess you could keep going wild, but there's only so many yachts you can buy, and you could buy buildings forever, I guess. And I'm making no judgment on that, but I think people whose hearts are in the right place do really want to help other people. And so if you have that kind of money, I think a lot of people would feel more liberated to help more people in the world, whether it's in your community or your state or your country or worldwide. There is no limitation to it. So when we can be, that money, having lots of money could allow us then to liberate us to be not so self-focused, but focused on how we can make improvements in the world, but also how we can get together with other people, whether it's philanthropic pursuits or whether it's an entrepreneurial endeavor where, there are certain technologies in the world that might not be what other people would want to see put forth. But if you have enough of people with a lot of money doing and putting together and funding and creating manufacturing and getting behind the marketing of certain new technologies that could liberate the world, guess what? It doesn't take that many of us to make that happen. So there is power in being beyond the self, meaning focus on making money, not just for the self, but for the good of humanity. If you don't believe you can make a difference if you start to make more money, at least I would ask you to consider not seeing yourself as greedy. Okay? At least consider, well, gosh, if I make more than a certain amount, maybe I'm not greedy. Maybe, and this becomes a spiritual thing because a lot of people say, well, you're not godly if you have too much money. Well, maybe God wants to give you a crap ton of money so you could make a major change in the world. Have you considered that? And are you blocking your ability to do work on this earth that you're meant to do? Just a question. All right, something to consider.